Hey everybody, today I wanted to talk about my new Urban Decay Naked Skin foundation that I got. I am in a different house today. I'm dog sitting. My dad went out of town and his dog has to have her insulin, so I'm staying with her this weekend. Wonder where she went. Angel, come say hi. Come here. Come here, say hi. Sit. Say hi. Okay, good girl. I tried to get the lighting. It's a little bit better, but nature is just not working with me. It was sunny like 5 minutes ago, and right when I decided to film this video, of course, it got overcast. So I'm trying to work with nature on the lighting, and it's not working out so well. But hopefully you can still see pretty well. Like I said, I'm going to be talking about my Urban Decay Naked Skin foundation. I did sort of jump on the bandwagon with this, I will admit. Normally I don't do that with cosmetics, but this product was getting such great reviews, and I am a fan of Urban Decay. And I've really been on a roll with foundation lately. My MAC Matchmaster foundation is really the first liquid foundation that I found that has worked well for my skin and matched my skin well. And more recently, I just got my Makeup Forever High Definition foundation, and that's awesome as well. So I've been really interested in foundations lately. So I'm a fan of Urban Decay and foundation. It got good reviews, so I decided to go ahead and give this a try. First of all, here is the box. It's like this really shiny, sort of golden color that reflects silver. And as you probably know, their packaging is really creative. They don't use a lot of blacks, in their packaging. A lot of cosmetics companies use that, but their packaging is, a bit more creative. So here's the box. And when you open it, the foundation comes in a clear container, and the lid is sort of a like gunmetal gray, sort of with a slight tint of purple that they do on a lot of their products. And it has the Naked Skin, and it says weightless ultra definition liquid makeup. And it has some information on the company on the back. And as you can see, their little quote is back. We don't do animal testing. How could anyone? So after that whole thing, it's good to see the little bunny is on the box again. And their quote. And keep in mind that this is in 1.0, the shade for my skin that I'll be reviewing. So please keep that in mind. They gave me a sample of some of the other shades. I don't have them with me, but they're only like 4 shades, and they didn't really match my skin. So I tried not to open them because I figured that some of my friends or family who, would need a foundation that color could use it. So I tried not to open them up. You do get 30 milliliters or 1 fluid ounce of product. Now, especially if you have the MAC or the Makeup Forever, this is going to look taller than some other of the foundations. The bottle is pretty tall, but you are getting the same amount of product. It's just the the diameter of the container around and the height that just makes it look different, but you are getting the same amount of product. And when you take the cap off, it's just a pump, just like a lot of foundations. And I like the fact that it doesn't seem to get messy around here. For some reason, some of my other foundations, like the pump, there's just some nooks and crannies and stuff, and so it kind of gets caked up around there. But for some reason, this doesn't. I don't know why. But, so you just pump it out like that. And it looks a bit light on my arm just because I just more recently got back from vacation, so the top of my arms are like really tan for some reason, even though I didn't really wear short sleeves that much. But the consistency of this is pretty thin. It's comparable to the Makeup Forever HD foundation. You don't want something that's really thick. I noticed my MAC foundation's a bit thicker. You don't want a foundation that's really thick in a liquid. If it's a cream, obviously it's going to be thicker. But in your liquid foundation, you want it kind of thinner so that it spreads easier onto your face. You don't want it like clumping up and dragging on your face. So the consistency of this, in my opinion, is perfect. And normally I apply this with either my Beauty Blender sponge. Take the damp sponge and dip it in the product. I just put my product on like a little bottle cap thing. Like this is actually a jar that came in like a clear like travel set meant for the airport. But I just squeeze some on this and then I dip my sponge in it and just sort of touch down and then like twist like that. And I apply it to my face that way. And also, sometimes I use my e.l.f. powder brush and I dip it in there and just buff it onto my face. One thing that I have noticed about this product, especially in comparison to my MAC Matchmaster and my Urban Decay HD liquid foundation, is the creasing. Normally with those other two foundations, even though they're fabulous foundations and I love them and they match my skin perfectly and give me good coverage, if you notice, I have some like deep smile lines around my face. Like there's the line, there's a line, there's a line, and they're pretty like pronounced and pretty deep. And I noticed the other two foundations, as the day goes on, they will eventually begin to sort of settle into those creases. And it's nothing too horrific, but I do notice that happening. And actually with this, I noticed that it doesn't do that. So I'm very, very happy with that. And keep in mind, when I am comparing this to the other two, I am using the same exact primer, base powder, and method of application when I compare all three of those products to each other. So I'm very pleased that this does not seem to cake up into my lines like my other two foundations. And also, I would definitely agree with the weightless claim on the jar. Your skin feels very like soft when you put it on, but it still feels natural. Like when you touch your face, and also it doesn't feel heavy like you caked a bunch of liquid foundation on your face. So I do appreciate that about the product. And I do notice that it doesn't streak. I haven't had any problems with streaking. And when I say that, remember I am applying mainly with my Beauty Blender sponge, which tends to decrease streaking anyway. If you normally use one of these like paddle brushes to apply your foundation with, and you normally experience streaking, I can't make any comment on whether or not the streaking of this product will be any different if you are still using this paddle brush. So I can't make any comment on that. Because I don't like to use these because I find that it eats up my product. It gets caught in there very easily. And I have to use like 3 times as much. But I do notice that it goes on smoothly and I have not experienced any streaking. Another great thing about this product is there is a huge variety of colors from the very, very light to the very, very dark. And they actually have some of the darker shades in this Naked Skin foundation. There's some of the darkest shades I've seen in almost any range of like any brand of liquid foundation. So I know that there have been a lot of complaints by some darker skinned people that companies are just not making foundation that matches their skin. So maybe, hopefully, if you have darker skin and you've had that issue, I would definitely check out Urban Decay Naked Skin foundation and see if they have a shade that is going to work for you. And also, I noticed in the bottle, if you can hear, I don't know if you can hear or not, but it makes kind of a sound when you shake it. So I think it has one of those like shaker ball type things in it, like they put in nail polish. So the colors mix up when you shake it. And I really like that about this product, because some of my other foundations, I noticed, you know, if they've been sitting a while, especially since I've been using this, they've been sitting for a little while. I noticed that some of the colors start to separate, and no matter how hard I shake it, it just doesn't really seem to mix back up. So I really like that as well about this foundation. I feel like when I shake it, the colors are getting mixed back up like they should be. You can check out Urban Decay Naked Skin Foundation at Ulta, Sephora, both of those websites, urbandecay.com, or anywhere else you know that sells Urban Decay, like the Sephora counters in JCPenney and places like that. This retails for $38 in the US. I would recommend this foundation. I cannot make any comment about whether or not it breaks me out, because products tend to not do that. I've never had a product to break me out before, so I can't make any comment about that. All I would say is ask for samples. I know Ulta has samples of this foundation, and I think Sephora will give you samples too. So definitely check that out and test it on your skin if you'd like to know whether or not it's going to break you out. Please let me know if you have any questions, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.